Over 3,700 years ago, in the heart of ancient Babylon, one of the earliest and most influential legal codes was created, a document that would shape civilizations for millennia to come. This was the Code of Hammurabi, a set of 282 laws that governed daily life, trade, justice, and social order in the ancient world. Today, it remains one of the most famous legal documents in human history. To understand the significance of the Code of Hammurabi, we first need to understand the rise of Babylon and its king. Around 1792 BCE, a young and ambitious leader named Hammurabi came to power in Babylon, one of the most powerful city-states in ancient Mesopotamia. Under Hammurabi's rule, Babylon expanded its territory, growing into a dominant force in the region, unifying many cities and peoples under one rule. Hammurabi's success on the battlefield and his political acumen allowed him to unite Mesopotamian cities under the Babylonian banner. However, with power came responsibility. Hammurabi needed to establish a system of governance that would bring order, justice, and stability to the diverse and rapidly expanding empire. In 1754 BCE, King Hammurabi did just that. He issued a set of 282 laws, etched into a 7-foot-tall stone stele, now known as the Code of Hammurabi. This monumental legal code was one of the first attempts in history to standardize justice, creating a set of rules that everyone, from the richest merchant to the poorest farmer, was expected to follow. The laws covered a vast array of topics, from family matters and property disputes to trade, wages, and even punishments for crimes. The code was not just a set of rules. It was a reflection of Hammurabi's vision for a just and orderly society. One of the most famous aspects of the code is its principle of retribution, often summarized as an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. This meant that punishments were designed to fit the crime, and justice was meted out in a way that aimed to ensure fairness, at least in theory. For example, if a man were to injure another person, the same injury could be inflicted upon him. While harsh by modern standards, this principle was revolutionary in its time, as it provided a clear legal framework for punishing wrongdoers. It was meant to prevent excessive retribution and promote proportionality in justice. However, the code wasn't just about punishments. It also addressed the rights and protections of individuals. The Code of Hammurabi was not a universal set of laws applied equally to all people. Instead, it reflected the social hierarchy of Babylonian society. Laws were often different for people of different social statuses: nobles, free men, and slaves. For instance, if a man of the lower class were to harm a nobleman, the penalty was far harsher than if the reverse were to happen. The code codified these differences, reinforcing the social stratification of Babylon, where status dictated the severity of punishment. The Code of Hammurabi wasn't limited to criminal law. It extended to nearly every aspect of life. The code regulated commerce, labor, and even family matters. It set the standard for wages, trade agreements, and property ownership, ensuring that contracts were honored and transactions were fair. For example, if a builder constructed a house and it collapsed, the code stated that the builder could be put to death if the collapse resulted in the death of the homeowner. But if the house was only damaged, the builder was required to replace the damaged property. Similarly, it regulated the price of goods and the wages of workers, showing how Hammurabi aimed to control the economy. The Code of Hammurabi was groundbreaking, but it wasn't the last legal system to shape the world. Its influence is seen in many legal traditions that came after it. Concepts like the presumption of innocence, the idea that justice should be based on written laws, and the principle of proportionality in punishment can all be traced back to Hammurabi's code. In fact, Hammurabi's stele remained an enduring symbol of legal authority. It was referenced by scholars, legal systems, and even rulers who sought to demonstrate their commitment to justice and order. The idea that law should be public, known to all, and applied fairly was a revolutionary concept that still holds true today. More than 3,700 years later, the Code of Hammurabi still stands as a testament to the ambition and legacy of one of the world's earliest empires. It laid the foundation for legal systems that would shape civilizations for centuries to come. Today, it remains one of the most significant artifacts in human history, reminding us of the enduring quest for justice, order, and equality. Like, subscribe, and share for more historical explorations.